Warning: this is a Katawa Shoujo playthrough. Some content may be inappropriate for kiddies. Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
Best superpower ever. This is goodbye, guys. This is goodbye. It's gonna be so sad. Oh no! He's talking about Akira, isn't he? No! You idiot! You ruined it! That's good. I was thinking we could go to my family's summer home. They got another summer? Oh no, wait. The Scottish home was our actual home. But they got a summer home? Look at that smirk that she has. Look at that smirk. It's just so smirky. That friggin' smirk. I had entirely neglected to take my medications last night or even this morning. Idiot, Ishio! Bad!
And our story continues.
Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land, Jake under OneManBand is back again playing some Katawa Shoujo. In the last episode, we scared the bejesus out of the girls because we almost died. Not a very good thing to do. So, we are back in the summer house. What will happen next? I don't know. But you know what the scene is called? Crescendo. So, probably something big gonna happen. Or I don't know. For all of you who don't know what I'm talking about, every single scene has a different name. If you press pause, it'll say so. Play the game, you'll figure it out. Anyway, I opened my eyes groggily, completely bereft of energy. For a while, I simply lied down lifeless, staring at the ceiling as I review the events of the morning in an attempt to organize my thoughts. We went to walk to town. My heart nearly gave way. We came back, I took my pills, I slept. I can only remember each period of time as a snapshot, but the timeline is clear enough. The memory of the girls' faces as I struggle to stand is an unpleasant one, stinging my feelings harshly. As I looked at the ceiling hard enough, I can imagine the tile edges and small dimples of the ceiling at the hospital. The fact alone is enough to make me sit up and try to pull myself together. I don't want to go back to that hospital. I scratched the back of my disheveled hair, glancing around the room. Lilly and Hanako are nowhere to be seen. The television's turned off. The clock above it says it's pretty late in the afternoon. The noticeably reddened sky outside of the window confirms it further. I turn to pick up myself off the futon, swaying slightly as I pull my arms out for balance. I suppose I'd better go look for the girls to see if they're all right. Yeah, you should apologize, you joke! As I look out the window, I faintly see something in the distance. Straining my eyes, I can make out the shape of a person's figure. Her long blonde hair swaying in the faint breeze makes her almost seem to melt into the bright yellow of the wheat field. Well, there can only really be one person, because only one person in Japan has blonde hair. That's Akira. I'm kidding. It's Lilly, obviously. Without a second thought, I leave the room to follow that lone apparition. Oh, it's so pretty! The brightness of the setting sun assaults my freshly woken eyes, forcing me to avert them until they adjust. The long yellow strands of wheat brush against my legs as I wade through them. The densely grown field makes it hard to advance. So is this like the sequence in Gladiator when he's walking through the field in his dream sequence? Is that, because that's what's going through my head right now. Regardless, my eyes stay fixed ahead, true to that solitary figure. Within minutes, I reach her. Meters behind her, turned back. Lilly? She simply nods. Where's Hanako? She's in bed. She went to sleep after I calmed her down. She says it's matter-of-factly with as few words as possible, as if saying any more was strictly forbidden. Although something's there's something different about her. Her normally confident figure seems oddly fragile, her body offering no resistance to the breeze blowing her skirt. The strand of wheat sway from side to side without a deafening pause passes, the only sound being their rustling. As we stand in the field alone, I know what I have to ask. What are we going to ask? What's wrong? You're not acting like you usually do. Remember when I talked to my father, Hishio? Or your family? Yeah. I look downwards in thought, shifting through my scattered memories. The event seems to leap ready to hand when I search for it, rising to the surface as soon as it was recalled. After Hanako's birthday party? She gives a single simple nod. It was nice back then. You and I celebrating with Hanako, simply sharing presents together, talking, having fun. It was almost as if we were a family, one small, misshapen family. Hey, I had the same exact idea when we were having lunch earlier. I thought that could just go on forever. Just the three of us, happily together. Well, why can't it? Why can't it? She takes this long breath, a slight shakiness to it, just barely audible through the moving air. Even if my family was so far away, as long as we were together, that was all I needed. I don't want to lose you, Hishio. You won't lose me. I don't think we're gonna die. We'll just take our medicine from now on, forever. I don't even realize how afraid I was at losing someone else until today. I'm sorry, Lilly. I know my body's weak, but even then, I make the most stupid mistakes. Don't apologize. Please don't apologize. Too bad! We apologize! Lilly? She turns to face me, her pale cheek stained with tears. No! Don't cry! No crying! Because then I'm gonna cry, and you're gonna cry, and everyone's gonna be crying, okay? And I'm gonna cry, literally. One misguided step after another, she stumbles towards me, her arms held out in search of so much as a faint brush against me. You go to her, boy! Sweet embrace! This is beauty! Look at that background! This is a tender hug right here! My heart doesn't race nor pound as I step towards Lilly, gently taking and steadying her in my arms as she quickly clutches to me, sobbing. Whoever did this background should be given a medal, literally. Because the feels, okay, that it's generating. With her face trembling against my shoulder, the next words from her mouth are the last I expected. Oh, we get the 3 words, the 3 key words. We made it. We made it. I love you. Don't go away. I beg you. Never ever go away. I love you. So please. I'm going nowhere. So that's why she's been acting like this. The tender voice when I called her, her thoughtless concern at the slightest pain I might feel. After having been left in Japan without her family, and with only Akira, Hanako, and I around, she was afraid of losing yet another person who was close to her. She was genuinely worried for me. It's a strange feeling, a mix of surprise and sorrow, yet also of the deepest gratitude I think I've ever felt. The only reaction I can muster among my conflicting emotions is a calm sigh. You idiot. Hishio? For a fleeting moment, I feel her body become still, and the only movement to be felt is the calm afternoon breeze. I said it before, didn't I? It's only natural to feel concerned about those around. Boy! Boy! Don't get all logical now. Time to get emotional. I'm still here. And I'll always be here. Good boy! Way to turn it around. I want to see you more each day, to share your happiness and support you in your sadness. But most of all, I'm still here because I want to see your smile. Your true smile. Your true smile, guys. A single gust of wind rustles the long strands of wheat. A second silence passes. Smile when you want to smile. Cry when you want to cry. I love you, Lily, so you don't have to hold back anymore. Yeah. Yeah. This is it, guys. This is it. Does this mean that... No, wait. We're still in Act 2, aren't we? We're still in Act 2? Can't believe we're still in Act 2. With that, her arms clutch my back as tightly as she can, her face buried beside mine. We get the full view. Her tears fall down my back, and she cries unrestrainedly as the last of her resistance melts away. Hishio, Hishio, Hishio. I close my eyes and bring my head down onto her shoulder, holding her shaking frame tightly. It's okay. I'll never go away. I promise. And that's a promise you can take to the bank. We slowly walk back to the house, holding each other tightly as we take a seat inside. Lily leans her head onto my shoulder as I put my arm around her waist. Now, I know this is a tender moment and all, but it's going to be a little awkward when Hanako wakes up. I mean, honestly. Unless she's kind of had this conversation with Hanako beforehand. Neither of us has anyone to break the silence. With her eyes shut, it's hard to work out whether she's fallen asleep. Not that I mind, the warmth of her body leaning against me, the softness of her hand delicately held in mine. For a long, long time, we sit leaning against one another, sharing our warmth, and the feeling this night eventually begins to settle in. Lily's gentle, soft voice ends the silence. Thank you. Oh, we get the tender piano music. Yay. Thank you for returning my feelings. Did you think I wouldn't? Come on, girl. There was a possibility. I take a deep breath of thought. That much was only my fault. It's funny, actually. I was thinking of telling you about my feelings sometime soon. I guess in a way, you saved me the effort. She raises her hand a little and gives a tiny amused giggle. I smile at how earnest it is, how girlish in its lightness. She collects herself soon afterwards, her hair resting against my shoulder. Feeling a bit better? She gives a small nod. Well, good. You are thoughtful, Hishio. That's why I like you. Well, it's just us. I'm sorry I'm like this. As much as I didn't want to make you concerned for me, I couldn't do anything to prevent it. Don't apologize for it. Please don't. Lily? Have I ever apologized for my blindness even once? You can't help the way you were born, Hishio. There's no point in apologizing for who you are. She says it with surprising conviction. In the end, it was perhaps this mentality which spurred her to befriend me in such a short time, in addition to her motherly instincts, of course. She did seem to become trusting very quickly, but I never questioned why. Now it seems obvious that she did it to help me, as I went through one of the lowest points of my life. I moved to respond, but cut myself off before, as I feel her fingers run gently through my hair. I feel their soft and delicate touching moving downwards to trace the contours of my face. She's feeling her face again! Her palm finally settling on my cheek. You're a beautiful person, Hishio. Please don't ever apologize for that. Are we going to have kissy time? For a moment, I'm utterly speechless. I slowly bend my head down, pacing a tender kiss on her light, voluminous hair. So we kiss her hair! This is weird. We're a couple of right old fools, aren't we? We are. Yeah! Fools are fun! Why do fools fall in love? Why do fools fall in love? After a long calm, she speaks again. Hishio? Yes? Yes? I wouldn't mind if you wouldn't mind if, wait, what? If we what? Music stopped. What? I feel her hand tensing under mine, trembling slightly. My mouth opens I can't formulate a response to her proposition. Well, we don't even know what the proposition is. It could be anything. It could be like, could you go down and get a glass of milk? Could you, Lily? Before I can say another word, she slips her hand from under mine and tenderly holds the side of my face once more. Please? Please what? We don't know. We don't know what it is. Stop making us guess. Just tell us. I give a pleaseful smile, holding her hand against my cheek, and I nod a single time. Okay. As I look into her eyes, she leans towards me, her delicate lips touch mine, and she guides herself with her hand. 2 kisses this time. Yeah! She breaks off, not a second later, faintly smiling. I love you, Hishio. We kiss again 3 times! This time, the both of us meet the other. You know, I'm just saying, this tender moment once again, but since she's blind, she has no depth perception, we could easily just, like, clunk. Like not like the nice clunk with the lips and stuff, but just like nose clunk or face clunk. But I guess she would be, what's the word I'm looking for? She'd be, like, careful about such things. Okay, let's get back to tender moments! While the previous kiss was one of love, this one, of lust. Oh, lust. Ew, tongues meeting. That's gross, guys. Disgusting. After precious seconds, we part, both our faces well and truly flustered. Oh yeah, because you play tongue wrestling time. You're like Gene Simmons up in this hizzy. Boom, I went there. Both of us bring our fingertips to our lips in unison, recalling that fleeting feeling, rapidly becoming buried both in our urges and bashfulness. Lily is the first to shift uncomfortably, though. Oh, she has the little blush marks on her face. What is it? Should we get more comfortable? More comfortable, you say? We're on a couch. That is plenty comfortable. What do you mean, like on the floor? So we can get on the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the body. Okay. Okay. Now that she mentions it, this futon is a bit too narrow to do much on. Considering the thoughts running through both our minds, it's no small wonder one of us has any measure of foresight left. I take her hand and guide her sideways as I move, the brief and awkward dance ending with both of us tenderly sitting on the floor opposite each other. See? We're on the floor now! Yeah! As I reach forward and pull her top off. Okay, we're getting real intense now. She stops after she moves her hand to do the same. You're shaking. Well, yeah, 'cause I'm kinda nervous, Tom. This is the first time sexy times has happened. I pause for a moment and look at my hands. Sure enough, they're quivering slightly, like this. Whether it's from nervousness or excitement, I'm not sure. You should take a chill pill. Well, you already took your pills, didn't you? I guess I am. So, you're as nervous as I am then. Yeah. I withdraw my hands and sigh, stating myself we have plenty of time, so there's no need to rush this. Let us remember that Hanako is still in this house. This could become very awkward, really quickly. Hopefully she stays asleep. Sorry, it's my first time, so I'm a bit, She giggles shakily, but all but confirming what I reasonably deduced by now. It's the same with me. I'm happy we could share this together. Yes. I met your smile twofold, leaning forward and taking her body in my arms as she reaches to hug me back. I love you, Lily. You already said that. Well, I'm just saying. I can't help grimacing. Even in such a situation, see, she sits there, she still has her wits about her. And that's why she is probably the best. Breaking our embrace, we decide to take off our own clothing. Well, it's easier this way. I don't doubt it's just an attempt to distract ourselves from our nervousness. Does this mean you take off your clothes, like, without facing another? Like, one of you was facing that wall and the other one's facing that wall? Who can tell? We don't have visuals. We with slightly stiff hands, I begin to slide the first button out of my shirt. Once we remove the last of our clothes, except for my socks. Because, you know, when I'm down to my socks, you know what time it is. It's business. It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business and a business time. Ooh. Flight of the Concords. Which ends up haphazardly piling behind us. My breath is taken by the sight in front of me. Which means we're probably going to get visuals, kitties. Run off. Now is not the time to look. There we are! There we are, my friends! There we are! There! Her long, shapely legs, full hips, and breasts. Plump, but dainty. Her slightly brushed face, delicate and reserved, is full of bangs of her hair. Her hands, tightly held together, only serve to further articulate her chest. Her tall and pale body is beautiful when bare. The girl in front of me, reserved yet playful, acute yet hospitable, is the girl I have fallen in love with. I lean forward, delicately taking her shoulder in my hands. As I do, she brings her hand to my chest, which is slightly, with a slightly uneven breath, we lean into a deep kiss. The best of kisses. I feel one of Lily's hands slowly slide up my shoulder. It is her head, and her head very gently move forward. Cues her intent. I lean back onto the floor. Oh, so she's on top. I see what kind of relationship this is right now. She lowers herself beside me, and one hand stroking my hair, and the other moves across my chest. The feeling of her breasts against it is enough to excite me. This must be her way of taking in what I've already seen of her. Despite her lack of sight, she engraves every detail of my bare body and chest to her mind. You see, the chest is the best part of the body. Geez, they really made him look like a man in this shot, didn't they? He just looks old, honestly. Like, not the bad old, but like mature old. While her middle finger falls onto the slight recesses of my chest scar, a lingering effect of my operation so many months ago, she slowly runs her hands down its length. This is, yeah, the scar from my surgery. It had to do this in order to operate on my heart. For a moment, she's lost for words. The idea of such intense scarring adding to the worry for her. Her expression changes from curiosity to apprehension. Should we really be doing this thing? That is the question. That is the question right now, isn't it? It's the question. Those words bother me beyond what is rational. Lily's face breaks my heart more than even her words possibly could. Yet, I don't even know the answer to her question. I can't let this condition dominate me forever. It may not even be medically advisable, but I outright refuse to live my life in such prison. It's okay, Lily. This much will be okay. It's okay. Her troubled expression holds for a moment longer, but she eventually acquiesces, her hand moving to my lower chest and then my third. With a look of slight surprise, she slowly moves her hand down. Oh, okay. We're getting to that area. Let's just skip the rest of that, shall we? We don't need to read that. If you want to read it, you can pause it, because I'm not going to read it. She tentatively moves her hand sideways, delicately touching the most started part and gross. Yes, that is that. Yes, we don't need to go into details about what it is. If you want to know what it is, ask your parents. Ask your parents. Our nervousness peaks as the act begins, her hands gently patting up and down. Where? What? I'm not sure whether it's just to steady myself or because I want to steady her, but I take my free hand and hold the side of her face in it. The feeling of her hair and soft skin is nice, and it seems to lighten the mood a bit. The mere fact that we're to this point where you guys get to read on your own. Yay! Long minutes passed in almost total silence. Heavy breathing is the only sound to be heard in the house. Lily's fingertips stop. And she opens her lips once again. Is you? Why you got the squiggly face? Why you got squiggly face? Squiggly face, Squidward! I wait a second for the rest of the sentence, but none is forthcoming. She may be trying to take the lead, but she is incredibly nervous. As we are, as we can tell by squiggly face. I can't help smiling as I stroke her hair from her face a couple of times, reassuring her. Nervous as she may be, I'm thankful that Lily's taking the lead. It'd probably be just as anxious as she if I were attending to her. Okay. She pauses a moment before giving a small nod, sitting up and stretching her legs over mine. Once again, my breath is stolen by the magnificent sight of her body over mine. She is the one on top, remember that. No, 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 no. I can only look on frozen as she delicately lowers herself, resting her reddened lips over mine. She slowly begins to. Okay. Yeah, lots of symbolism and entendres in these sentences, yes. She takes a deep breath to collect herself. Her face remains steady, with her hands taking in my body in lieu of sight. The immediate situation muddles her usual efforts. She gradually lowers herself onto her knees and hands, supporting her as she does. Her entire body tenses. Okay, yeah. Despite that, I have Lots of entendres and stuff. Yeah, very nice. Okay. You guys can read this on your own. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable reading it anymore. As I open my mouth to comfort her, I see the barely visible red drops from. What? Lilly, if this is too much, we can just stop. Okay, so, no. Girl, are you crying? Or is that sweat? Or is that your hair? I can't tell. What is that? She's far from being comfortable. I'm okay. Are you sure you're okay? I don't want you to do nothing that you're not comfortable with, girl. She swallows hard, trying to collect herself, lifting herself slowly and bringing it. Okay, so we're doing that. We're doing that. We're doing that. Okay. Remember, you gotta be quiet. Shh. Hanako still in the house. Yeah, so how about that reading, huh? Yeah, you getting enjoyment out of that reading? For us to be joined together like this, our feelings so close, it makes me glad. To be sharing our first moment together like this, it's almost overwhelming feeling. So overwhelming that I might die. I love you, Lilly. Hishio? Yeah, I'm still here. You can feel me. Literally. Sex jokes. I can feel her body tensing, her breathing, and movements become steadily less carefully controlled. I'm happy to be making her feel so good, but as my thoughts become incredibly focused, I can feel myself rapidly nearing my limit. And then I see white. Control of my body is instantaneously wrestled from my mind as I grit my teeth hard. My body hunches over as the same moment. Oh, her body. As we stay locked in all-encompassing ecstasy for a brief moment. My mind completely taken by the feeling for a few precious seconds. It ends all too soon and our bodies collapse in exhaustion, with Lilly barely staying on top of me. I lifelessly managed to wrap my arms around her limp, sweating body, and for minutes we simply lay there, silently savoring the contact with each other while we recover from the experience. Neither of us thought ourselves prepared for such a thing, and that much I'm certain. Entirely drained from far past this point of conversation, I look to her tired face. It looks as if that exhilaration, both physical and mental, have almost forced herself on the verge of collapse. I love you, Lilly. We've said that so many times. She nods weakly, rubbing her hair with her left hand. If we could simply remain together like this for all eternity, it would be a paradise like no other. But then it would be awkward when Hanako wakes up. And transition time. Sure hope we cleaned up after that. Because it'd be real awkward in the morning. And with that, guys, I'm gonna have to end the episode here. I hope you really enjoyed this love-filled episode of Katawa Shoujo. We all knew it was coming. Did we? Yes, we all knew it was coming. So, like and favor if you've enjoyed, subscribe, of course. I will see you guys next time. I'm out there in YouTube land. We still have a little bit more of this story left. It isn't over when we have the sexy time. We all know that. I'll see you then. Be a nice person. Tip your waitresses.